Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. Um, I was doing a bit of thinking this morning, and I just before we dive into the charts here, I gotta tell you, like if you're someone who's been in crypto for a long time, um, and you've been trading, and you've especially been trading in this bear market, um, and I mean, if you've been here since somewhere in here and kind of stuck through all of this, um, man, I'll tell you, it has to be one of the most difficult markets to navigate, and it's not just in terms of price action. Trading it is one thing, right? I mean, to trade the charts, to find an edge in the markets and be able to trade profitably is hard enough as it is. But it's just like, I mean, for me personally, like when I heard about the the SEC suing Coinbase and going after Binance and all that, I just like it's exhausting. I mean, it's just so tiring. I get so sick of it, going through just trading the markets alone, like I said, is plenty difficult. Uh, not even just having like these outside events just totally come in and you know um, you know just totally mess, not just with the charts and with trading, but just like with your psyche, and to have to deal with all of that extra baggage that comes with trading this asset class. It's tough. I mean, it's really tough. I mean, and as an example, if you go ahead and look at the charts here, right here this week, the week of October 10th, I opened up a massive long position here, a massive long position that I was going to hold up to 30K. And what happened right here was the week that FTX collapsed, and it caused this massive, massive, massive move to the downside. And of course, my position here got totally wrecked. Well, if you look at that same week, October 10th, okay, the week of October 10th, if you look at the same week on the S&P 500 right here, look at what happened. It's been up only ever since this week. And I was really frustrated because in my mind, I opened my position here and I'm thinking I caught the absolute bottom. On the day at bottom, it was October 13th. And I was really proud about that. And I was really happy because I figured that I would get, 100% return on my investment. And, less than a month later, of course, what happens, crypto being crypto, we get this absolutely massive move to the downside, purely based off of news, just of shit that was going on in the market. So yeah, it's just it's a really hard market to navigate, and it's just like I said. I mean, I got up this morning and I was looking at kind of the news and reading about it, and I just shut it off. I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking tired of this. It's just exhausting. I don't want to hear about it anymore. It's just like one thing after another with crypto. Um, so yeah, if like I said, if you've stuck through all this and you've traded this and one BlockFi going down, Celsius going down, FTX, the SEC now suing Coinbase, all of these things one after another. If you've stuck through all this, I seriously, I tip my hat to you, because it's hard. And if you're feeling pretty beat up about it and you're frustrated about it too, just know that you're not the only person. It's a really tough market to navigate, and it's unfortunate, that we have to go through all of this, but we go through it because we get to trade one of the best asset classes in the world. So anyway, yeah, we'll go ahead and dive into the charts. We had a long position. My theory was that, if we held the 382 here, that we could more likely expect some degree of a move to the upside. And I'll be honest with you, losing these lows, to me, we can wait and see what happens. I'm not going to get too crazy or too overly eager on anything, but in my opinion, the fun might be over. for a while. You know, this was a really fun move, and this was great. And you know, is it still possible that we see another leg up? It is. It's possible, but I think that it's growing less and less likely. It honestly, as I look at this chart, we can go down to a daily time frame. Um, you know, the saddest thing that could be happening here now, moving forward, would be a very, very slow grind down. And if this happens, you know, this would just be a really unfortunate trading conditions, right? This isn't something that really anybody wants to trade. Slow bleeds like this, we want to have volatility, right? We want to have a lot of volatility, a lot of action. And if we're going to be doing this, you know, we're going to be stuck trading $200 ranges like this here for a time. So, you know, we'll take a look at the charts and see if we can come up with a new trading plan here and kind of take a look at, you know, what we can expect next. I would say, you know, just right off the bat, nice order block in here, daily level here. This was support. If we come back up, back test this, flip it to resistance, we could find a good short position here to trade it back down, right? Right off the top of my head, that's what I'm looking at. We can see, let's just look at this once. Let's try. Let's go to my other chart here. I just want to take a look and kind of see. You know, as I look at this, as I look at our higher time frame chart here, just like one thing I want to point out to you guys. Resistance, resistance. This is our volume gap that I said I wanted to fill, and it looks like we're doing just that. I would have preferred that we would have dropped straight through, but you know, this is fine. Let's take a look at our moving averages here. Let's look at our weekly moving averages. So we are below the 200 week moving average. We can see we're finding support at the 21 week moving average here right now, but you know, there's a decent chunk of support here in terms of moving averages. It's not bad. Looking at a daily time frame again, you know, we have resistance, resistance. You know, it wouldn't be so bad if we were to come back and backtest this zone as support. It's a pretty obvious move, which is why originally I was looking for something maybe a little bit more interesting, I would say. But it's you know, it's a pretty obvious move, and sometimes that's all that you need. So let's go to our primary chart here, and we're gonna take a look and see what we have in store. I'm gonna remove this weekly. I don't find that it's relevant anymore. This area turned out to be a really great spot for a short. I called this one out quite some time ago. It was when I longed in here, I was looking for a move up here. We finally got it. I added my long here. We got our move up to here. I totally closed my long. I opened up a short literally at the top. I literally shorted the top. And I traded it down to here, and I closed it here and reopened a long that we can see got totally stopped out on this move down. So this has been good. I'm really happy with our last couple months of trading. The thing that sucks, guys, like that's kind of frustrating is like, okay, you know, we traded all this really well. We shorted in here, which you guys know this move took 2 weeks to play out down to here. Closed here, opened up along here. This move took 2 weeks to play out up to here, right? It's just like these moves are taking a really, 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 really long time. So it's just it's why should we expect any different here, right? Let's put in a 2 week range and then decide what we're gonna do. It's just it's tough. It's unfortunate when you have to take these positions and just wait so damn long for them to play out. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and do a little bit of cleaning up here. Just gonna go ahead and hide some of this stuff here, and we can go ahead and clean this up and take a look at what we can expect next. Do we have Okay, so we do have a new weekly level, guys. Um, let's go ahead and take a second to mark that out on our charts. $28.76 is an untapped level. We also have a new monthly. All right. Go ahead and hide this stuff. We don't need that. We don't need that. And we don't need that. Flip this. Okay. Let's go to our daily time frame. We do have a new daily here. I will mark out that daily. I think that it would be a good level to trade. All right, so these are all of our immediate higher time frame levels for right now. Let's look at our previous month low is up here. Previous month high. I don't find these levels relevant. Oh, that was a week, sorry. Okay, these I do. All right, I'll update these. Previous month low, previous month high, and the monthly open. Don't need that. So this fair value gap is filled. I'm gonna go through and get rid of all this stuff. What the heck is this rectangle? Let's look at what my plan was. Yeah, we just continued right down to here. So this went well, I guess, huh? We got this nice move down here, just like this. An attempted bounce here at this level, didn't get it. Continuation to the downside. All right, cool. This nice OB, get rid of that. The range val. It's a key area of resistance. This is our primary. This is not relevant. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is done. This is done. We can get rid of this. This played out really nicely, as we can see. Get rid of that. This was my plan from a long time ago, and we can see that, man, there is just no volatility. So we didn't quite get this significant move, right? I'm going to go ahead and delete this at this point. Bilbo, what up, bruh? 31K value area, not relevant. Group 4. This didn't play out. I'll delete that. 28K value area, acted as resistance, rejected, back test, moved down. Beautiful. Holy shit, look at that. Let's take a look at some of these. Let's go into a daily. All right, so this channel we lost. Now, we have lost it before, and it turned out to be a very large deviation, which, by the way, was off the, this happened based on some bad news that came out, similar to here, right? So it's possible we see a very nice reaction back into the range, in which case I will definitely be looking for a long. So that's something to keep in mind. This upper range here, we can see that we've lost it. So again, in the event that we get a move into this zone here for a back test, I would be looking for a short position unless we reclaim. If we reclaim, then we can look for a move back up to range highs. So we are at the very bottom of our Fibonacci channel with our extensions there, worth keeping in mind. So this is a nice area of support. This is very irrelevant, not relevant, very irrelevant, not relevant, not relevant. Not relevant. Well, look at this, huh? Finding some support here off this trend line. Again, this was the one that was deviated. So I wonder if, we were to see something like that again. A little consolidation here, rip down. I don't see it as being too likely right now. Although I would really like a move down into here. To me, this is like the key zone. But I'm not going to go crazy over it this very second. Give me just 1 minute, guys. I'll be right back, okay? All right. Okay, so let's get back into this here. This reminds me of something. It reminds me of this. So I'll show you why. So we had this significant move to the downside, chop, chop, double bottom, right? So move to the downside, move down, double bottom, move to the upside, dump, and dump. These both remind me quite a bit of each other here, and in partially too because I actually was drawing out some kind of a wedge in here that I thought played out and eventually did not. And I'm like tempted to do the same thing here. Very tempted to like have that same perspective, you know, like to try to draw something out here and say, well, you know, is something playing out, you know, or what, like what's, I would prefer so here's the deal. For me, I really would prefer to open up a long in here. I want to hit this trend line. We've been talking about this trend line for quite a while. Let me see where the second one is here. Yeah. I want to hit somewhere in these trend lines here. Like I want a move down. I want to hit this daily, weekly naked point of control level in here. I think there's also, let me double check. Yeah, this is our SR flip weekly level. We can see resistance, breakthrough, support. Let's come back and test that level, flip it to support, right? And then look for some degree of a move to the upside, probably back test the 618 or some shit like that, and then get our eventual move down. So for me, like that, this is my ideal spot. I'm not like crazy eager to get into longs here. That said, I am reminiscent of this move down here that was news based and we very quickly recovered. Okay, so I could see something similar happening here. And again, you know, if we go ahead and take a look at if we go ahead and take a look at this, you know, we can see where, well, we were at, I'll go ahead and zoom in. You know, we had negative 15 billion negative delta. Now it's 11 billion negative delta. That said, we can see that there's a lot of longing going into these lows here, which oftentimes what you would want to see is kind of like what we saw down here, where we saw a lot of heavy shorting coming in as well at the lows. That's typically what you want to see. And we're not really seeing a whole lot of that here, especially on this move up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did see some degree of a move to the downside from here. That said, we obviously have, you know, negative 11 billion in negative delta, which could, you know, basically act as fuel for a move to the upside. Funding rates, not yet negative, but we're not neutral. So the move is being heavily shorted. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like for me, I just like I'm not very eager to get into a long right now. Now, if we let's say go down to a lower time frame, if price were to, you know, put in some degree of a range in here, and then maybe do a swing failure pattern like this, you know, then I'll open up my long position and look to trade it up. But for now, I'm just like not interested in longing this personally. If I miss out on the move, then that's fine. I would rather, long a reclaim of support, or I would rather short, back into this daily with this daily OB here. We have this nice order block. We have this daily level. It's the monthly open. If price were to squeeze to the upside, I would just look for some short positions in here ultimately. But otherwise, I'm just like not crazy interested in longing here at all. Like we did fill this fair value gap, and that's fine. And we can see that this area was resistance and can now be support, and that's fine. But again, I'm not. I'm just not crazy interested in longing this right now. Like I said, if we put in some degree of a range here right now, get like going down to a lower time frame, if we put some degree of a range in here and we, like I said, maybe get a swing failure or get just some kind of a setup. If we can visualize some kind of a setup, I may be a little bit more interested in opening a position, but right now I'm just simply not. I'm not that interested. And again, that's not to say that like, could it get a move to the upside? Absolutely. And I'll look to trade that, but I'm just simply not overly interested in longing this at this time. I would rather watch and see how some of this plays out a little bit. So hot spots for me, anywhere in this zone, I'd be interested in looking for a short position, potentially. And then anywhere, down here, I'm very heavily interested in longs. Right now, again, like I said, not crazy interested here. We do see some ranging, swing failure, something like that. Then I may be interested in trading it to the upside. But for now, I'm gonna give it the day or the next couple days and just kind of see, how all of this plays out. And again, it could very well be, one of those scenarios similar to here, where we saw some news that really pushed price down. Where we saw push price down and then we very quickly recovered. It's possible that we do see something like that play out, but again, I'm just like not really holding my breath on that. And we kind of do have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenario playing out, and it's, could we draw some kind of a wedge here? Maybe. Yeah, it's just not clean to me, and when I don't have like a clean setup, I'm not gonna try to force a trade here. I'm just gonna give it some time. I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, see what price does, watch price unfold a little bit, and I'll take it from there. And I'll be sure to keep you guys updated along the way too. If we get some more interesting price action this week, I'll release a market update video or we'll do another live stream. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to take a look at a couple more things on here, but if you have any questions, now would be the time to ask, and I can go ahead and address those for you guys. And we can take a look at, whatever it is that you're interested in. PM is previous month. So this is the previous month low, which we can see right now price is attempting to reclaim as support. So we can see it acted as support, support, resistance. And now if we get this move up like this, we could back test it, look for maybe a scalp long to, like, let's say the 618. So that would be a local, like more of a scalp setup you could do, you know, and that would look like something like this. If you wanted to do a scalp setup, you would look for, you know, again, what you would want to see. What you would want to see is price. This is a good closure. So let's say price closes here. We get a move back down, back test this level. This would be your entry with your stop loss below here, and you would look to trade it higher to the 618 would be my first area for a take profit. Even better if it did back test down to the 618, that'd even be better. You know, honestly, I could see that happening too, going down to lower time frames here. Yeah, really, just somewhere in here would be your long entry. Closer to the 618 is obviously better, but this would be like your long entry, and you would look to trade it up to the 618 back into this zone here. Right now, this fair value gap is acting as resistance. We have another one here. Do I think the quarterly open level on ETH will be a good one to watch? What do you think for some sort of deviation above to short? Um, I haven't really updated my ETH chart in a minute. I don't even know where the quarterly open is. Quarterly open. Is that April? So it'd be I think this is the level you're talking about. So as long as I don't have my quarters messed up. January, February, March, April, May, June. So it'd be May, June, July. This might not be the right level. Yeah, it would be March. So I'm gonna go to my 3 month. I don't know what you mean above the quarterly open, because the quarterly open, where we are above the quarterly open right now. This is the quarterly open right here, and we're trading above it right now. So you're asking, the quarterly open on ETH would be a good one to watch. What do you think for deviation above to short? Well, we're already above it. We're already above the quarterly open. So you're saying, would this be the deviation to look for a short?